Welcome to the Anime Podcast, German's #1 anime, manga and comic podcast. Today I have a special guest here, filmmaker Kalani Hubbard, who is the director, the writer and the cinematographer of the upcoming independent movie Skye Hoshi Anime Girl. Kalani, nice to meet you and welcome to our podcast. How are you?
Hey, good to meet you. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here and excited to talk anime and talk Skye Hoshi Anime Girl. It'll be fun.
Yeah. And the title is very interesting. Skye Hoshi. Hoshi is the Japanese word for star, and Anime Girl, the name says itself.
Yeah.
It's like an anime or a manga, which the character it comes to our real world.
Yep.
So it's like that. Kalani, tell us something about yourself and your projects.
Yeah, well, I'm Kalani Hubbard. I'm the writer and director of Skye Hoshi Anime Girl. And it is a fantasy movie about an anime character who becomes real, falls out of her poster, goes missing from her anime, and has to find her way back home before her anime is destroyed. So it's a really fun movie. It's, if you love fantasy, if you love, adventure movies, and of course if you love anime, this movie's for you. I think people are really going to enjoy it. It's coming out April 21st, I'm sorry. It's coming out April 21st, and you can go to skyehoshi.com. And something very cool that we're doing is we're actually doing a live movie theater digitally. And so we're going to do a big premiere digitally where you can get tickets on skyehoshi.com. And you can actually watch the movie with me and with all the other characters of the movie. So we'll be watching together, and we'll be doing some Q&As, audience interactions after the film. So really encourage everybody listening, if you want to watch the movie, come watch it with us when it comes out on the 21st, just in a couple weeks. So really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it sounds great. And when I saw the teaser trailer and your post on Instagram, the protagonist, she looks like directly from an anime, which she comes directly in our world. It's really interesting. When I grew up with anime, with everything, with Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, Pokemon, the flashy styles, the colorful hairs and everything. And it's like, it's like a good version of an live action anime. That looks to me.
That's awesome. Well, that's great. That's what we were going for. So I'm happy that it came across correct. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Olivia Roldan plays Skye Hoshi, and so we created a completely new anime character for this movie, and she did a fantastic job becoming a real life living anime character. And you really see it in the movie. There's lots of fun moments with her, like being a person, but still being an anime character, So it was a very cool movie to make. And of course, if you can see behind me, there's the anime version of Skye Hoshi. And so we had a lot of fun creating the actual anime version of her, and then of course the live action version of her. It was a very fun movie. And something we're really excited about is if you get tickets to see the movie on April 21st at skyehoshi.com, you can actually get a manga. And we're creating a manga to go with the movie. So there's a Skye Hoshi manga coming out with the movie, and we're very excited about that. And the manga is actually tells the story of Skye Hoshi and her anime. So it doesn't tell the story of the movie. It tells the story of Skye Hoshi and her anime. So I think that is going to be very cool because you can experience what the characters in the movie are reading, and it's a completely different thing from the movie, but it connects a lot of pieces of the movie as well. So
it's like an additional episode or an additional chapter in her journey, in her life.
Exactly.
It's cool. It's cool. You combine different elements or mediums like anime, fantasy movie, written works like a manga.
Yeah.
And how did you come up with that idea of Skye Hoshi? Was that one day you woke up, oh, I wanted to make a movie with an anime girl?
Yeah, so the concept really was we knew somebody who owned a comic book store, and we knew that Anime NYC was happening pretty soon in New York City. It's a big Crunchyroll anime conference, basically. And so I kind of put these two things together, and I've always been a big anime fan. I've been watching a lot of anime, and I was like, I have this really cool idea, and it all kind of seemed to connect. And so we reached out to Crunchyroll and asked them if we could film at Anime NYC, and they gave us permission. So that was a really cool thing for us because we were able to actually bring our anime character to Anime NYC and, film in the actual big event. And that was just a really, really cool moment. And people were coming up to us and asking us, oh my gosh, asking Olivia, who plays Skye, oh, what character are you? Who are you cosplaying? And she's like, oh, I'm an original character. I'm Skye Hoshi. And so it was very cool to take an original anime character that we created and bring it to the anime fans at Anime NYC, and for them to love it so much and accept it. It was a validating experience. And but yeah, everything's just kind of connected. I've just always loved anime, and I've been watching a lot of it. And the anime conference was coming up, and I was like, okay, let's connect these things a little bit. And so that was really the starting place of it all.
Yeah, when people grew up with anime, manga, or games, they influence them. Like if you go to a convention like the Comic-Con in the US or other parts of the world, or in Germany, I'm every year on several anime conventions or manga conventions, and nearly everyone is in a cosplay.
Yep.
From a manga character, an anime character, games, movie, everything. And you feel like that you yourself transferred in the world of several anime and manga. It's
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an amazing experience, and it's next year we'll definitely go again and get some characters to dress up as Skye Hoshi again. So it was great. People loved it. Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
My audience is mainly located in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, where we can watch Skye Hoshi. Are there any streams, or what are the possibilities?
Absolutely. So Skye Hoshi is worldwide. Very excited so we can share it with the world. And we are doing a live movie theater event on April 21st. And so you can get tickets at skyehoshi.com. And so we'll be watching the movie with you there. And then a few weeks after that, if you're not able to make it or you can't, get tickets, it will be releasing on Pure Magic Pictures, which is a streaming platform that me and my wife started. And it is a place where all of our movies and shows you can stream all of our movies and shows, and Skye Hoshi will come to that platform as well. And the cool thing about Pure Magic Pictures is it's an app. You can download it on an iPhone, Android, or you can log in on your desktop. It's like a very small mom and pop shop indie streaming studio. But we have a lot of fun. Everything's indie films. and Skye Hoshi is the next big adventure for us. So we're looking forward to that. So if you want to watch it, you can download Pure Magic Pictures, go to puremagicpictures.com, and you can get a subscription. And we have lots of other shows and movies on there as well. And so, you know, if you guys are listening and you want to see what we're up to, or want to watch Skye Hoshi or other movies like it, then you can check out Pure Magic Pictures.
Yeah, tell us about some movies on your streaming platform.
Yeah, so there's a movie that I recently did. It's called Plunder Quest, and it is a adventure film about a guy who is kind of down on his luck, and he catches wind that there's valuable Prohibition-era whiskey hidden on an island in the Hudson River in New York City. And so he goes on a quest to find it, and he ends up in a lot of crazy situations, and he makes some new friends along the way. So that's Plunder Quest, and that movie has gotten a lot of great critic reviews and won a lot of awards, and is very proud of that film. And actually, Olivia Roldan, who plays Skye Hoshi, she makes an appearance in Plunder Quest as well. And she is one of the mermaids there's a mermaid bar, so she plays a mermaid, and she slaps the main character, and so it's a funny moment. It's one of the most iconic moments in the movie.
In all movies.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a really fun adventure. And then my wife made a movie called Lily Darling, and that one is, if you love emo music or like rock music, it's a movie it's a period piece, so it takes place in 2002. And
nice.
It celebrates the music culture of 2002, of like the indie rock scene, or the emo rock scene and everything. So yeah, it's a really fun movie. There's iPods, and no cell phones. It's very
Sony
period.
Ericsson cell phones.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that.
Yeah, house phone with a bunch of stickers on it. With the long cable. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I grew up in the early 2000s.
Oh,
and
same.
When I think about like AMVs, like Dragon Ball Z or Naruto, and then you want to watch some scenes on YouTube, and then you have a mixture Naruto scenes or another anime mixed with Linkin Park music.
Yeah, Linkin
or
Park.
Other rock music.
Yes. Love Linkin Park. I went to a Linkin Park concert when I was a kid. When they were doing their Meteora tour. That was a great concert.
It was the peak.
Yeah, the peak of Linkin Park right there, Meteora.
Yes,
oh,
yes.
So good.
It's like a whole pop culture with geek culture, independent music, rock music, anime, gaming.
Good times. Great times.
Yes, yes.
So
and if some people like the one thing, they will also like the other thing.
Yep. Yeah, and we actually have a news show, which I highly recommend if anybody is interested in anime, video games, music, anything like that. We have a news show that comes out every single week. It comes out every Monday. It's called Good Magical Morning, and it's for free, and you can watch it on Pure Magic Pictures. And it's actually I'm one of the hosts, and then we have Pep, who's a good friend of mine. He's the other host. And we go over all things geek, nerd, music, and it's a lot of fun. And we're always keeping people up to date with what's going on in the music world or in anime world or new movies and video games coming out. So it's called Good Magical Morning. It's a weekly geek news show, so you should definitely check that out. I think your audience might like it.
I saw some spots of that on Instagram.
Yeah. You can follow us on Instagram as well. But we have a lot of fun stories that we cover. So, yeah.
Yeah, people love that, some kind of storytelling.
Yeah.
And everything about that pop culture.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watch the movie. And I will purchase the big package with the manga. I want to
Yes.
read it.
Yes. Yes, I cannot wait. The manga is going to be so fun. It's going to be just a really, really cool addition to the film. I think people are going to really enjoy the manga. And then, of course, the movie is fantastic. I think people are going to really love that, too.
Uh-huh.
And you could even get a mug, Skye Hoshi mug.
On my next video, I will show it.
There you
I
go.
promise. How was the production of Skye Hoshi? Like everything, the sets, were you filming, or her style with clothes and the hair? It seems everything creative.
Yeah. Yeah, the production was, it went really smoothly. It was very indie, as we do. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of hard work, but it was very rewarding. And the first day, like I said, the very first day of filming was at Anime NYC, and I think that was a really cool way to kick off filming this movie. So we showed up with, Skye Hoshi at Anime NYC, and we filmed there for a couple days, and it was just fantastic to see people's reaction to this brand new anime character. They loved it. She was taking photos with people and stuff. It was great. And then from there, we filmed all around New York City. We filmed some scenes in my own apartment, because everything we do is very indie. So, we filmed here in this studio. We filmed, in my apartment. We filmed just on the streets of New York, and then we have we've made friends with Everyone Comics in Long Island City, and so we went down to Everyone Comics, and that was one of the locations, and we filmed at a comic store, which was a lot of fun to film in a real comic store. So yeah, it went really well.
It's the charm of an independent movie, filming in your own room,
Yeah.
or in a located comic store.
Yeah. Exactly.
Really
when if you watch any of the big Hollywood movies, I don't think they're really filming in the director's living room. So
That's true. That's true.
yeah, that's
Everything was green screen.
exactly. So yes, that's the charm. That's the independent film charm. You get to film in locations that you have access to, and just so happens to be my own apartment. But yeah, we actually filmed. I think the most challenging thing that we filmed was there was a scene down at the waterfront, so it's a beautiful view of New York City sitting at the water, but we filmed in December, so it was super cold. And it was at night, so it was even colder. And it was windy, so it was even colder. And so we're sitting there, and Skye Hoshi is dressed in her Skye Hoshi outfit.
Yes.
So not a lot of, not like a jacket or anything. So so she's dressed like that, and then Adam, Hunter, who plays Adam, he's just wearing a t-shirt and jeans. So
And Adam is the comic. Hunter is the comic books guy.
yes.
Comic book store guy.
Yeah, he's the guy who works at the comic store, and he plays opposite, Skye. So yeah, it's kind of they're the dynamic duo of the movie. So they're sitting there at the water, trying to have this beautiful conversation, and it is supposed to look like a nice warm evening in beautiful New York City, and it looks great. And the scene's perfect, but every time it hit cut, everybody's like, "Oh, it's so cold!" Throwing coats on.
Give me my coat, my jacket.
Throwing coats on themselves, in between takes, And then I'm like, "Okay, we need to do another one." Okay, and action, and take off the coats. Okay, it's warm, So, yeah, it was.
But the stories and the adventures of producing a film, a movie.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and when I will watching this scene, I will think about the story.
Yeah,
and about the cold December.
Yeah, filmed the whole thing in December, so right in the thick of winter, and yeah, it was cold at times.
Mm-hmm.
But we got through it. We got through it. It was fun.
Yeah, cool, cool. What are your other projects besides Skye Hoshi, Anime Girl?
Yeah, the next project we'll be working on is a adventure film called The Squatchers, and
Mm-hmm.
it is about a group of friends who made a childhood promise to go upstate and go Sasquatch hunting. And so they
Mm-hmm.
finally fulfill their childhood dreams to go upstate together, and everything goes terribly wrong, and they get stuck in the wilderness. And it's a really fun adventure movie. It's got a lot of fun comedy moments, but it's also got some good thriller moments as well. So I think people are going to really enjoy that. And so we'll probably be filming that later this year. But yeah, that's the next big adventure that will be going on. And Olivia, who plays Skye Hoshi, she's actually playing one of the leads in this movie as well. So if you like Skye Hoshi,
Mm-hmm.
Skye Hoshi will be in this next one too. It just has a
Skye
different
Hoshi is
character.
everywhere. It
Yeah.
will be a big franchise. Maybe.
Exactly.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. We do have a creature actor who's very,
Uh-huh.
very talented, and he's actually playing Bigfoot. And so there's really some really cool moments with Bigfoot in this movie, and we have a really cool costume. We had a custom mask made and everything, and so it's gonna be a wild ride. It'll be fun.
When I'm looking to that Skye Hoshi picture behind you,
Yep.
it it looks like a good poster when I have, for example, Son Goku, Yu-Gi-Oh,
Uh-huh.
Ash Ketchum from Pokemon,
Yeah.
and then Skye Hoshi.
Yes.
It fits perfectly in there. Are there any plans or wishes to expand the Skye Hoshi universe, like an additional movie, as a part two, or a second chapter of your manga, for example?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited. Everybody I've talked to absolutely loves the anime version of Skye Hoshi, and of course they love the movie of Skye Hoshi, and so it's a very exciting thing because the anime fans have really fallen in love with this character already, and it's very exciting. And people are really excited about the manga, and so I think if issue number 1 of the manga goes really well and people seem to like it, then there will definitely be issue number 2. So get your mangas, because if enough people buy one, then we'll make a second one. And so and with the movie as well, I have been outlining a sequel for Skye Hoshi. I do have some really good ideas of where the movie will go and what will happen with the characters and everything, and so I'm pretty excited about that. So if there's an opportunity to make a Skye Hoshi 2, I definitely have enough story for a second one, and potentially a trilogy. I've been talking, so I have an outline for a full trilogy. And so there's a lot of cool places this movie could go. So we're starting with the first one. If people love it and want to see more, I definitely have enough to make a trilogy. And same with the manga. I have a very big story for the manga. We're starting with the first issue, and if people love it, which hopefully they will, then I have more, and we'll be making more mangas. And eventually, the goal is we really do want to make the actual anime of Skye Hoshi as well. That's the hardest thing to do. Takes the longest amount of time.
And I think it's the most expensive.
Yeah, definitely the most expensive. So that would be the thing. That would be the last thing to happen. But it is definitely something I would love to do eventually. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But we're making if you like the poster, we're actually selling the poster on skyehoshi.com. And it's the same poster that's on the wall in the movie. It's kind of like the big, plot piece of the film. And so we're selling that same poster on the site too. So you can put it next to your Goku and your Ash Ketchum.
Yeah, Yeah, cool. You wrote the movie Skye Hoshi.
Hmm.
Um, um, you you wrote also the manga, the
Yes.
story, and who draw it?
Oh, I have a really talented anime artist that I'm working with
Mm-hmm.
who's drawing it. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
cool,
so
cool.
so yeah, I'm the writer of the film. I wrote the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and then I wrote the manga and everything. And then I have a really talented anime artist who created the anime version of
Mm-hmm.
Sky, and then I have another anime artist who's creating the manga version. And so yeah, working with some very talented anime artists, which is a very cool thing to do because you have
Nice,
these
nice.
amazing
It's
ideas,
like your
and then they're
baby,
able to,
your work.
yeah, they're able to
Mm-hmm.
draw beautifully, and it's a great combo. Very grateful for them, and yeah, but I'm excited to continue the Skye Hoshi story in the manga.
Yeah, I like the idea of independent artists, like movie makers, manga artists, storytellers, and yeah, it's for
Yeah,
everyone. Some people like movies, some people like manga, other like anime and everything. And
yeah,
if you have a piece for everything for everyone, it's nice.
totally.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great. Yeah, we're big fans of independent artists. You know, there's just really something special about indie art. It really comes from the heart. It really comes directly from the artist. It takes a lot more time. It takes a lot more sweat. It takes a lot more effort for any indie artist to make music or make a movie or make a drawing or a manga, you know, and so we love to celebrate those things. It's very hard to do, make any sort of art, especially as an indie artist, and
Sure.
so that's something that we really love to do as Pure Magic Pictures, as we love to celebrate everything indie. And so on our platform, we have a lot of indie music. We're big into
Mm-hmm.
indie music, and so we every week we do music of the week, and we celebrate a new indie band making a song, and we use a lot of indie music in our movies. So the soundtrack has a lot of indie songs from a lot of different artists, and yeah, and then of course working with like amazing artists like this, creating Skye Hoshi,
Mm-hmm.
amazing indie artists as well, and so we're really big into the indie art. We want to see more indie people succeed and make art because it's hard to do, and we want to make sure that people are celebrated and they get to make their beautiful art because that's important.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you support each other, and it's important to support that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. When did you begin to make movies?
I've been making little short films ever since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I started
With a
out,
big camera.
yeah, with like I had my dad's like tape camera,
Yes.
back in the '90s,
Mm-hmm.
and those were good times. Would make lots of. I used to make like little stop motion videos, and then
Nice.
I would make just all sorts of movies with my friends, and then I started making skate videos as I got older. So I would be the guy
Mm-hmm.
riding the skateboard, holding the camera, while all my friends are getting hurt falling. So that was always fun. I never
These are the
broke any
best
bones.
videos.
Yeah. I never broke any bones because I was the guy with the camera, Um,
You were
so
safe.
I was the safe. Yeah, I was safe. So, but it was a lot of fun. I would make skate videos, and yeah, I kind of just always loved storytelling. Loved to create images. I loved to make people feel emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly loved to make people laugh. That was always something that is important to me. And so I went from there to I started creating. I got a job at a production house, and so I was making like commercials and whatever, and then I ended up freelancing, working with a lot of big companies. And so, you know, just continue to work on the craft of storytelling, of, you know, getting better at my skills of filming, editing, and everything. And then we started Pure Magic Pictures about a year ago now. And, you know, we had always been making little things here and there, but we wanted to create one platform for all of the original things that we make, my wife and I. And so we started Pure Magic Pictures about a year ago. We're still pretty new, and we're really excited because we have so much stuff that we're making, so many other artists that we're working with, and that's the big idea, is to continue to grow Pure Magic Pictures, to get people who love independent movies, independent art, who want to laugh and who want to enjoy silly, fun, exciting movies. That's what we're here for. You know, I call it Pure Magic Pictures because when I watch, the feeling that I get when I watch a movie is it's pure magic, you know. And so that's why it's called Pure Magic Pictures, is because that's the feeling you get when you watch E.T. fly over the moon, you know. You're like, it's that magical feeling.
It's magic.
Yeah, it's magic.
It's like escapism. If you, everyone have problems in our lives. It's normal, but when you watch a movie like E.T. or an anime or a manga or Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, you will draw in that world. As you are in that world, and it's
exactly
it's a special feeling in the heart.
It really is. It is a special feeling. And so, you know, I was like, how do I feel when I watch those? And I'm like, it's pure magic. I love that. And so that's why it's Pure Magic Pictures, because that's the feeling that we want to give people when they watch our movies. You transfer
that feeling that you have to in your work.
Exactly.
In your art.
And so it is available worldwide, so anybody listening, you can get Pure Magic Pictures anywhere, and you can start watching our marvelous movies and spectacular shows.
I will link everything in the description.
Yes. So yeah, but that's, you know, that I've always loved storytelling, and I've always wanted to make people have that magical feeling. I've always wanted to make people laugh, and so we started Pure Magic Pictures about a year ago, and that is where we've been putting all of our heart and our love and our efforts into, to continue to make movies and make people get that magical feeling.
Yeah. For an independent artist, it's important to connect with people, and you do it. Your wife, who's also one of the producers or helps with your work, she reached me out on Instagram if I want to promote your work, and it's a good idea to connect with different people on different platforms.
Yeah. My wife Stephanie, she's amazing. She's the best producer there ever was.
Shouts out, greetings from Germany.
Yeah, like no one ever was. She's amazing, and she produces all of my movies. But also she's an amazing writer and director, and so she'll write and direct movies, and then I'll produce those movies. So we kind of trade off depending on what it is.
Yeah, trade off.
And it's really fun. It's really fun to work together. And you know, this is something that could not be done without us working together. And I'm very grateful that we work so well together, and that she has some amazing ideas, and so it's fantastic. We're both loving creating movies together, and we're just excited that Skye Hoshi's coming out, and we're excited that people are excited about it. So I can't wait to show it to the world, and to continue to make some more stuff. Squatcher's coming soon. Watch out.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to watch Skye Hoshi, your other movies on your streaming platform, and hopefully Skye Hoshi Part 2, Part 3.
Yeah. Trilogy? I'm just saying.
Every big movies are trilogies. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Skye Hoshi.
Yep. Hey, I'll take it. Uh, I love that. Yeah, there's some really cool things in this movie that we kind of talk about, but we don't get to expand on. And I think that's really the exciting thing, if there was a trilogy, that you get
some kinds of hints.
Exactly.
And that.
And then you get to explore those things. And my favorite part of any trilogy is always the second movie. Because the second movie, you get to kind of go deeper. The second movie doesn't have, like, it can be a little bit, it can go a little darker sometimes. But it's kind of the best one in my mind. So
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back
Aliens,
is yes.
Terminator 2 and Back to the Future 2.
Yep.
I feel you.
Yeah. Back to the Future 2 and Empire. Oh, Strikes Back. Those are so good. I love just like they start at basically where the movie left off, and they kind of go to like the darker spot, and then of course they come up, but there's room for the final movie. But that middle piece is always, for me, the second movie is always my favorite.
Yeah.
There's
you
something
have an
special.
established world,
Yeah.
but now you can dive deeper.
Exactly.
Dive deeper in that.
Exactly. So there's some really cool stuff about Skye Hoshi that we don't really get into too much that I've set up in the movie. So I'm really hoping that if there is a sequel, we'll get to go deeper. And then if there is a sequel, there will be a trilogy.
Cool. Kalani, please tell us a little bit about the actors.
Yeah.
Like the actress from Skye Hoshi and the other actors in the movie.
Oh my gosh, I would love to. Everybody in this movie is so talented. I'm so grateful for just all the actors, all the cast, and the crew of this film. I'll start with Olivia, because she's Skye Hoshi herself. Olivia Roldan is the most talented actress I've ever worked with. She's just so fantastic. I don't think anybody else could have brought Skye Hoshi to life the way she did. It was just so perfect. Match made in heaven. She understood how to make Skye Hoshi lovable and funny and still a serious character. You know, there's a lot of elements to Skye, and Olivia really understands my tone, my comedic tone, but I always do stuff very seriously, but I always have comedy involved, and that's a very hard place to land, you know, unless you really, really understand it. And so Olivia does such a fantastic job in this movie. She brings Skye to life. She elevates this movie so much. And so there's so many great scenes of her. And some of my favorites is there's a scene where she eats ramen for the first time. And this was all her. She asked me while we were filming, she's like, do you have a specific way you want me to eat ramen? Or, because I have an idea. I was like, oh yeah, sure. Yeah, let's do the first take. Just do your idea. I'd love to see what you got. She's like, okay, cool. And then, you know, I call action, and she takes the bowl, she just shoves all of the ramen into her mouth all at once. And then she starts eating it like super crazy. And it was perfect.
I can relate with her. I love ramen.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. So it was totally perfect. I loved it. And that's the take that ends up in the movie. And then Hunter, who plays Adam, he's next to her, and he didn't really know what she was going to do. And so his reaction in the movie is very genuine. He's just like watching her eat ramen, and he's like, what's going on? It's great.
What happened?
Yeah, it's fantastic. So, but yeah, Olivia's amazing. She brought so much to this character, brought so much to the movie. The movie really is her film. You know, it's Skye Hoshi, and if Skye Hoshi isn't perfect, then the movie doesn't work. And so Olivia really brought her A game, elevated this movie, and made Skye Hoshi as perfect as she could be. And so those of you watching, go watch the movie, and when you see it, you'll just see some of the most amazing performances that I've ever seen in my life. So good job, Olivia. Killing it. The next person, Hunter. Hunter is so great. I love this guy. Hunter Cole. He plays Adam, which is, you know, Adam is such an interesting character. He's a little bit of a loser, but he's cool, you know, he's lovable, but he's still a little bit of a slacker guy, you know. And he works in the comic store, and so there's only one other. He's the only employee at the comic store, but somehow he's just always getting in trouble with his boss. His boss is always annoyed with him, you know. And he's the whole reason why Skye Hoshi becomes real, you know. So he accidentally makes a wish to make her come alive. And so, anyways, Hunter was a very last-minute casting because everything just kind of happened so fast, and we had a lot of like changes happening while we were making the script, and we're like, Anime NYC's coming, and we don't have our lead guy yet. Let's, you know. So, anyways, we knew Hunter from another actor friend of ours, Eric, who plays the pirate in Plunder Quest. But Eric's like, oh, you should hit up Hunter. He's an amazing guy. And so we hit up Hunter, and it was my first time working with him. Whereas, you know, Olivia I've worked with for years. But Hunter was my first time. And right off the bat, you know, he shows up day one, and he's just so sweet, so caring, really ready to give it his all. And I really, really loved working with him. He really brought his A game, and he really took this character, and he really put his own twist on it. You know, he put his own spin on the character of Adam, and he made him a little more quirky, a little more awkward, and I think it really, really works well. And I'm really excited for people to see it, because he's a really lovable guy, but in the beginning, he's really down and out and a little, like, you know, quirky. And then as the movie progresses, he kind of comes out of his shell a little bit more, and he gets a little bit more confident, and, you know, and then by the end of the movie, he's really changed. And because of Skye Hoshi and the experience that he had, he becomes a better person, and he is more confident in who he is. And it's a very beautiful story with him, too. And so, but Adam,
it sounds like
Hunter
that he's
really
a
brought that
counterpart for Skye Hoshi.
Oh, what was that?
I'm sorry, it sounds like he's a counterpart for Skye Hoshi.
He
because
is.
She's so extroverted, and he's a little bit,
Yep.
slow down.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, they benefit from each other.
Exactly, yeah. And so his character really is very opposite from Skye. You know, they're very opposite. And so, yeah, they complete each other in a lot of ways, and they enhance each other's lives in a lot of ways. And so she makes him into a better person, and he learns a lot about himself, and he's changed by the end of the movie. So anyways, working with Hunter was fantastic. He really brought so much to this character, and he's just like, he just became a good friend by the end of the movie too, which was a very fun thing, because you know, we would finish filming, and he would just kind of hang out with me while I'm on the computer importing all the footage and checking out dailies, and it was really fun. It was fun to make a new friend and really make that artist connection with him. And so, yeah, I love Hunter. I can't wait to work with him again, because it was great.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it was awesome meeting him and working on this film with him. So we're tight now. We're friends.
Nice.
And the next person would be Chris Lovejoy. He plays the character Chris in the movie. Same name. That was a coincidence. So Chris plays Chris, and Chris is the guitarist in the band, and
the indie rock band.
The indie rock band,
movie.
Yeah. The band is called Rare Candies.
Rare Candies.
Yeah.
From Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly. So the band's called
Level Up.
Yeah. So the band's called Rare Candies,
Nice.
and when I was casting this movie, I needed somebody who could act, who could play guitar and sing, but also could convincingly like be a guy in a rock band. And that's kind of a tough thing to find. You know, that's you don't just kind of find, that's just not happening every day. And so when I saw Chris's audition, I was like, oh, that's it. That's the guy, you know. It was perfect. Like, he popped off the screen. I was like, yes, there's Chris. So it was fantastic working with Chris. He is so talented. He's actually in a band called Planet Mercury. They're on Spotify, Apple Music. Check them out. They're amazing. They got a little bit of like the pop punk vibe. They kind of like Green Day or something. So if you like Green Day, Blink-182, you'll love Planet Mercury. But anyways, so yeah, he shows up, and day one, me and him just hit it off, and we're like good friends. And he's just super talented. He's a great songwriter, great musician, fantastic actor. And it was just really, really fun working with him. He's super sweet and super funny. And so it was just really great to make a new friend. And now it's funny because me and Chris are now just kind of still hanging out, making music after this.
Really?
Yeah, so we just made, just a week or two ago, we went into the studio and just hung out and made some music, you know, not necessarily for anything, just for fun. So me and him, I'm a musician as well, and so it was fun. Me and Chris are just like, we're music friends now. I'm like, did we just accidentally become Rare Candies for real? So
maybe you can make the score for your next movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Together, the soundtrack.
Exactly. There will be Rare Candies music coming out, though, which I'm excited for, because we did have to make some songs for the movie. And so the songs will be available on like Apple Music, Spotify, all that stuff. And so Rare Candies will be there soon. But
I will link it also
in
the description.
And then, oh my God, Regina Famatigan, she plays Kira. And Kira is the bassist in the band, but she's also a little bit of the villain of the movie. And and Regina, it's so funny because she plays this really emo, like kind of like annoyed with everybody character. But in real life, she's the nicest, like funniest person ever. And I just thought that was so funny that somebody's so sweet and so nice. They're like so loving, and then I'm like, and action, and then they're just like mean, you know, and then I'm like, and cut, and then she's nice again, you know. And so it was very fun working with her. It was fun to have her play such a good, like deliciously evil villain, because she did a fantastic job. And I think the thing that was really hard about her character in particular was that her character was you were supposed to like Kira. And that's hard to do. It's hard to like a villain, you know? And something I love about Pokemon is I love Team Rocket. I love them. You know, Team Rocket is my favorite part of Pokemon.
Charming. Team Rocket.
You know? Like, Jesse and James, I mean, come on. They're amazing, you know?
And Meowth.
And Meowth, yeah.
They're great.
And so that was my inspiration for Kira, because I was like, you know, she's the villain of this movie. She's trying to mess things up. She doesn't like Skye Hoshi. She doesn't like anime. She's just like the villain. But she has to be lovable. You know, she has to have a side to her. And when she comes on screen, you have to like be excited that she's there. And that was a very hard thing to do. And so that was really, you know, amazing talent to Regina for being able to pull that off, because that's not easy. And so when Regina plays Kira on screen, it's totally that. It's totally, every time she comes on screen, you're so happy she's there. You love that she's a villain, and you're like, yes, you know, even though she's like mean or whatever, it's like you love it, you know. And so that was really exciting to work with her, and she's really talented, and that is actually one of the reasons why Skye Hoshi 2 would be a good idea, is because we need to learn more about Kira. So she's going to be a bigger piece of
spin-off?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. Kira's a great
People
character.
love villains like Team Rocket, in Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta, Darth Vader in Star Wars.
Oh, yes.
Villains are fan favorites.
Exactly. So I wanted to make something like that, like a villain that you could really love. And so I think Regina playing Kira just did fantastic. And then the last, I'll just do 2 more mentions. We got a lot of characters, but I'll give them some shout outs. because they are amazing, and I can't not say it. Chris Richards, he is so funny. See, he plays the comic store owner in the movie, and I always say that he wins the award for being the most off script, because he would improv something so funny every time. And every time it would be different. You know, we'd do take after take, and every time it would be a different funny joke, a different funny joke, different funny joke. And it was just hilarious. He was just so funny. And so I had the hard job of going into the edit and editing this movie and being like, I have 5 takes here, and he said something hilarious every time. Now what? Which one am I supposed to choose? And so that's a great problem to have as a director when you have somebody who's
like a luxus problem. It's great.
Exactly, yeah.
Maybe you can make like here. What is the name? Takes? No.
Yeah. Or extended edition.
Yeah, extended edition.
Yeah.
An alternate version.
Yeah, we'll do the alternate cut where it's just all of his different takes. So he was great. He's super great guy. So sweet, so professional. Love working with him, and I love the character that he ended up playing. He plays a character of Mr. Mario. And
Mr. Mario.
Yeah.
Just coincidence.
Just a coincidence, yeah. So yeah, he's Mr. Mario. He's amazing, and he's so funny. I definitely want to work with Chris again. He's actually playing a character in the Squatchers as well, so that'll be fun. And then Louis Gaudio, he plays the role of Marvin, and Marvin is, I think, one of my favorite characters because he's so crazy and funny. So Marvin, his whole thing is that Marvin has a fear of time travel. And Marvin is so afraid of time travel that he thinks that he's actually the past Marvin. And he thinks that any moment, future Marvin is going to come out of nowhere and stop him from doing something.
It's like it's a cliche in time travel movies.
Exactly.
Future Marvin with flashy sunglasses.
Yeah.
And future clothes.
Exactly.
Don't do that. Here's the almanac.
Exactly. And so Marvin thinks that he's the past Marvin, and so he's always on edge, always worried that future Marvin's going to come at some point and stop him from doing something. So he's always like freaking out about something. And so Louis is just so funny. He made Marvin just 10 times funnier than I wrote it. And he really elevated all the jokes. And it's a hilarious character. It's just, I can't wait for people to see it. So I'm very happy to work with Louis. I met him because he actually writes for Good Magical Morning, our weekly geek news show, and he also writes for Good Night Tonight, which is our late night comedy show, and so both streaming on Pure Magic Pictures. But yeah, so it was so fun working with him, and he's a really funny guy. So yeah, and then I'll shout out my wife just because this movie would not exist without her, and she's amazing. Stefanie. She is, I know I said before, but she produced this movie, and she's the reason why we were able to film at Anime NYC, and the reason why we were able to we filmed on this amazing anamorphic lens, which just really made the movie look big and beautiful, you know. And she's the backbone of this whole project, and I'm just so grateful for her and all the amazing work that she did. And she's my creative counterpart as well, and so it was really fun. I wrote the script, and then anytime I write a movie, I write the outline, and then I sit with Stefanie. I'm like, here's the movie. And I tell her, and then I'm like, what do you think? You know, and then she's like, yeah, this is cool or whatever, and then she has ideas, or I'm like, I'm struggling with this. Like, what if we do this or that? And she's just the best person in the world to bounce ideas off of and come up with concepts with, because she understands me more than anybody else in the world, and she understands my humor, my creativity. She understands my inspirations. She understands where I want to go with things. And so when she has suggestions, it's always so great because she understands what I'm trying to accomplish, and so she helps elevate the things that I'm doing. And so yeah, she's my creative counterpart, my inspiration. Yeah, Skye Hoshi wouldn't exist without her. So
So
yeah,
that sounds great. Great. Yeah, I want to watch the movie.
Yeah, coming soon. Yeah, I'll send you a link.
A lot of great things.
Yeah,
it's interesting to hear, like a back to the scene, like you told. How was the producing of the movies? How did you came up to that idea or this idea?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just a lot of work, a lot of inspiration. I watch anime. I watch a lot of anime, and so I really wanted this movie to be a celebration of people who love anime, be a celebration of anime, so yeah, I think people are really gonna like it, and I think that if people who don't watch anime, I think will just like it because it's a really good movie. But people who like anime, I think they're really gonna like it because they're gonna see
they can connect it on a deeper
level. They're gonna love it. They're gonna be excited. All the little Easter eggs that we put in the movie, all the references from the band being called Rare Candies to going to Anime NYC to posters on the wall of the comic book store. You know, there's just so much that we tried to do to make this movie really special, and so. Yeah, it was a fun one. It was really, really special, fun to work on.
Cool. Kalani, thank you very much to be here as a guest.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to watch the movie. I think my community will also do, because like you said, anime fans can relate on many elements in the movie.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to come on and spend some time with you and talk about Skye Hoshi and all the things that we're doing. It really means a lot, and I think that, I think your audience listening, I think they're going to love this movie because I think they all like anime, so.
They all like animes, all of them.
That's great.
Yeah, cool. Kalani, thank you very much. I will link everything in the description. The link to your streaming website, to the movie, to the different packages where you can purchase also your manga of Skye Hoshi, and your Instagram.
Awesome.
And yeah, we will see you maybe on the premiere. It will be a live premiere. Yeah.
Yes. I will see you guys at the live premiere.
Everyone.
Yeah.
All right, people, leave a comment, leave a like, stop by on Skye Hoshi, Anime Girl, and we will see us in the next episode. Bye bye.